Group Managing Editor for TMCnet, coming to you from IT Expo East 2011 here in Miami. And joining me is Doug Page, Manager of Global Sales for Interact Inc. How you doing, Doug?
I'm good, Pat.
Welcome to the show, and thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. It's been a great show so far.
Great. So you guys are a leading IVR solutions provider, and maybe you could tell me a little bit about some of the changes you've seen in the IVR landscape over the years.
We've been around a long time, Pat. We've been doing this since the early 80s, so I mean, we're covering 30 years of time, and I certainly couldn't speak to all the changes that have happened in 30 years, but in the last 10 for sure, we've seen, the advent of voice over IP and the adoption of convergence, and that alone has changed the landscape of what we do for voice products for our customers today. They no longer have to choose, a card-based solution or a heavy hardware-based solution. They can look at soft solutions for their IVRs, so they can get a cost savings from that right off the bat.
Right.
Some of the other things that have happened in the past decade, are the advent of speech recognition and text-to-speech technology, and that's really allowed us to provide a much more customized solution for a lot of the things that our customers are looking to do. And then on top of that, we've really seen the integration of web-based services with our IVRs. It's no more just a code-based world anymore. People want the ability to integrate web with their IVRs. They want to be able to manage those IVRs with a GUI graphical interface, and they want to be able to have that kind of interaction on their technology today. So a lot of changes in the last 10 years.
Right, okay. Yeah, and there are a lot of opportunities to integrate advanced technologies in with the IVR system. Tell me a little bit more about some of the technologies that you're integrating with the IVR. Some
of the things we've been doing recently that are probably the most exciting are our work with biometrics, voice biometrics specifically. Voice print services is another term that a lot of people are using in the industry.
Voice recognition is
this actually goes beyond just voice recognition. We're actually talking about someone now being able to take a voice print, so your actual speech patterns, not just what you say, and being able to recognize that you are who you are.
That's what I mean, the difference between speech recognition and voice recognition. Yeah, very fine line of distinction if you want to look at just the terms.
That's right.
Big difference in terms of the technology and what it does.
And so we're using biometrics, and we're doing a lot more for security firms. We're also doing a lot in the area of geocode mapping. Geographical location services, and we currently are working on some stuff outside of the country for people that are looking to bring in more 911 emergency services. There's a lot of fraud, as you can imagine, in some places in the world, and they want to make sure when someone's calling in that they are who they say they are, and two, are they where they say they are at, and so that the police or emergency services don't go one place while they're somewhere else trying to create fraud or do whatever they're doing. So we're working with some of those technologies today, and it's been pretty exciting to bring some of that and integrate it in with our IVRs today.
Okay, great. Now, when it comes to customer service, and of course, when most customers call into a company, if they hit the IVR first thing, that is the first element of customer service that they run into. And one of the prevailing themes now is being able to custom tailor that to personalize it for the individual caller. So usually what you're doing is, you're building a caller profile so that you can ID that customer when they call in, and then you want to be able to customize the message. It takes it that much, many steps further than just the cookie cutter IVR application that treats every single caller the same way. Tell me a little bit about how you're accomplishing this personalization.
Well, we have, as most companies, we have these off-the-shelf products, and you're right. I mean, they may be in the areas of conferencing or outbound dialing, or a number of different things that we can do with voice technology. But the truth is, every customer is different. They're all unique, and they need some sort of slant or bent on what they want to do with that technology. We keep almost 80% of our employee base is technical. So they keep the sales and the overhead down, but having those technical resources on board allows us to do a high degree of customization for the client. All right, if you need it a certain way, we can make it do what you need it to do. And then that might make it into the next release of the product as just a standard feature, or if it's really kind of a one-off, maybe only that customer will use it.
Right.
But there are, we pride ourselves in really being able to deliver custom solutions to our client base.
Okay, great. And what are some of the ways that you can personalize IVR services? I mean, you can greet customers by name.
Sure.
Right? You can also do things where you push out statements about their recent purchases or their recent transactions.
Absolutely.
You can also give them messages to remind them about things. I think maybe a good example is in outbound IVR with these pharmacies now that are, like Rite Aid, calling people up and reminding them of, your prescription is about to expire,
Absolutely, and all that is really that's just database integration, right? So once you recognize who the caller is on the other end, and then you do a lookup into their database and whatever information you have on them, and then you can utilize or manipulate that data in any way you need to give the customer a personal experience. The same way that Google or Cabela's or any of those do it online, you can do the same thing with the voice recognition piece too.
Right. Okay. And what about IVR in the cloud? Do you guys play into that space at all?
We do have a hosted-based solution. There's a lot of talk that the cloud is new, and I think it's maybe a rebirth is the way I look at it. There've been hosted-based solutions out there a long time.
Right.
It maybe looks a little different now than it once did, but yes, we have a hosted solution that we can provide for our clients, pay as you go or use as needed solution for them. Because not everybody wants to manage or maintain an on-premise solution.
Right, sure. And wireline speeds have certainly helped facilitate the ability to be able to bring the IVR out into the cloud. I mean, I wouldn't say that there's probably a lot of organizations doing that yet for a variety of reasons, but I do think that it's a trend that we're going to continue to see.
You have some trendsetters out there. You still have some that are reluctant about what they see is a security risk, and I think we've heard a lot about that, at the show this weekend. But I think more and more are starting to realize that it's not the security risk that they think it is, and the benefits far outweigh the challenges that are out there in a cloud-based environment.
Right. Okay. Great. Just one last question. Are you participating in any of the sessions here at the show?
I've been to several of the sessions just in the last couple days. They've been fantastic.
Okay.
Really have been excited about some of the things that we've seen. We use IT Expo as one, an ability to see new technologies, two, to meet with potential partners, and even look and see what the competition is doing out there. You get better as you know more about what you're competing against, and the information that's been shared this week's been phenomenal. So we've really enjoyed it. I've learned a ton about business video this week, so it's been fun.
Yeah, this new business video track has been a hot one, hasn't it?
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, great. And you guys are down on the show floor?
Yes.
Okay, great. And how's the traffic been so far?
Been good. We've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Been good.
All right, great. Sure. Okay, good. Well, thanks very much, Doug. Thanks for joining us. We've been talking to Doug Page, Manager of Global Sales for Interact Incorporated, coming to you from IT Expo East 2011 here in Miami. Doug, thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Pat.